morning, Madhuri.
Hi. So I invited one of my colleague and my friend Lakshmi Narayan.
Nice.
He graduated from OU with chemical engineering. So now he's pursuing PhD, but he is working on creating portals using analytics. So I asked him to come and just give a brief overview of his education and what his roles as responsibility to just encourage students to. There are several ways to get chemistry going. So yeah, thanks Lakshmi for joining.
Thank you. Hi, all. Good evening.
Murli,
Welcome, Lakshmi.
so that link, I think, give it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, madam.
All the three WhatsApp groups, mentor alumni, and just alumni group. Any 1 minute, Namita. Or
Okay, madam.
good evening, madam. Leela ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Leela.
Good evening. Good evening, all.
Hello, Leela madam. This is Madhuri. We haven't met you, but
No, madam. I was there on that day when you gave the lecture. I gave welcome note.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
So hi.
Mahinder ji.
Good morning, Mahinder.
Vijay, good evening.
Hi, Leela madam. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, I think 5 minutes over, Madhavi.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start it. We have about 20 participants
joined. Rakshit Patel, welcome.
Hi, Rakshit. Hi, Prasanna.
Hi. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello. Good morning. Sorry, I mean, I tried to enter the passcode. The passcode was not working directly.
Oh.
So I had to. I mean, I copied the link into my email and then it worked, but directly entering the meeting ID and password was not working.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think we have about 20 people. So
are you logging? Okay. Because you are not there. Okay.
Okay, we can go ahead and start. We have about 20 people. So good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are all doing well and staying safe in this situation. So on behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank OU Chemistry Department faculty for encouraging students and scholars to participate in this session. And also thank you for students attending the session. And I would like to say special thanks to all the mentors who are willing to help students and put their efforts and dedicate their time to guide and suggest students to developing their career and their education, and also any guidance that they need from us. Definitely a special kudos to all of you for your time and effort. And with that, I would like to invite Dr. Bhavani, madam, to formally welcome faculty, students, and also mentors. Bhavani.
Thank you, Madhavi. Good evening to our Indian participants and good morning to our global participants abroad. Professor Bhaskar, I think he is not there, Head Department of Chemistry, Osmania University, mentors chemistry alumni, particularly Dr. Ravi Prakash Mereddy, Dr. Mahinder, Dr. Madhavi Srikoti, and Dr.
Vijay.
Dr. Vijay.
Prasanna.
Dr. Dr. T. Bhaskar, who are the driving force behind this mentoring program, members of chemistry alumni, faculty members, research scholars, MSc students of chemistry department, Usmania University, and faculty members, research scholars, students of other universities of Telangana state. And today's speaker, Dr. Prasanna Reddy, Associate Director, Merck, United States of America. A warm welcome to you all to the today's program, Step Up Mentoring Program 4, organized by the Chemistry Department, Usmania University, Usmania University Alumni Association, OU Chemistry Foundation. 3 series of Step Up Mentoring programs have been conducted successfully, and this is the 4th mentoring program. First, just I'll start this program to recollecting the past glorious history of our chemistry department in a nutshell. శతాబ్దిక చరిత్ర మన రసాయన శాస్త్ర శాఖ గురించి రామాయణం లాగా ఎన్నిసార్లు వినాలనిపిస్తుంది. So Usmania University, just I'm giving in a nutshell. Usmania University was established in 1970. Our chemistry department is one of the oldest and biggest department of Usmania University, founded in 1990, and it has a glorious history of 100 years. First, as an undergraduate BSc teaching institution, and from 1928 onwards, the department started offering MSc in chemistry along with BSc. Since then, the chemistry department has grown with time by introducing specializations in inorganic, organic, physical organic, analytical, pharmaceutical, pharmacoinformatics, 5-year integrated MSc chemistry courses to enrich the knowledge in chemistry for the benefit of the students. The chemistry department has flourished under the headship of 39 eminent personalities starting from 1919. The first head Department of Chemistry is Professor Kaudri Barkatalli, 1919 to 1928. Professor Muzafuddin Qureshi, 1928 to 1947. Professor Syed Hussain, 1947 to 1953. Professor N.B. Subbarao, 1953 to 1976. We heard a lot when we were as MSc students, research scholars, how dedicatedly Professor N.V. Subbarao took the chemistry department glory to not only to Indian level, to the global level also. Since then, the research has been going on in our chemistry department along with teaching to inculcate the knowledge of chemistry in students, motivating the research scholars in basic valuable research under the headship of the other eminent personalities. Because of this, our chemistry alumni has grown and spread its branches as Vishwa Mahavruksha. At present, under the headship of Professor Bhaskar, 40th head Department of Chemistry, we are 21 faculty members, 2 UGC faculty, 1 CSR emeritus professor, 1 BSR fellow. We are all followers of the eminent past professors and eminent heads doing research along with teaching and striving hard to inculcate the knowledge and motivating the students and research scholars for their better future in chemistry. And faculty members doing research in various interesting fields in broad way. Just I'll give few things in bio-inorganic chemistry, that is synthesis and characterization properties of the coordinated compounds, metal complexes, and their DNA binding, antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic studies, synthesis and use of organometallics, photocatalysis, and using the application in organic transformation reactions. synthesis of various mixed metal oxides, doped metal oxides of nanoparticles of various metals, and their applications towards catalysis, organic transformation reactions, studying the kinetics of reaction mechanisms, photo-degradation of organic dyes. Using computational studies, understanding the organic reactions, photochemical transformations by calculating their binding energies, the energies of HOMO-LOMO studies, etc. Synthesis and characterization of various pharmaceutically valuable heterocycles using various recent organic transformation reactions, new methodologies, and study their antimicrobial, anti-cancer, molecular modeling studies, and enzymatic studies in the biological activity, designing of valuable pharmaceutically important organic molecules using molecular modeling software. Our research scholars, PDF scientists, and DSD women scientists, under the supervision of faculty members, published their research work in reputed international and national journals with impact factor ranging from 1.2 to 11.6, along with some patents also. Faculty members also engaged in writing scientific and technical books for BSc Telangana State Telugu Academy, and also in RSC publications, Springer publications, etc. We are very much thankful to CSR, UGC, DST funding agents, and also we sincerely express our gratitude for our chemistry alumni for giving the financial assistance. And now our chemistry alumni not only giving the financial assistance, and but they are also spending their valuable, precious time to inculcate the knowledge and motivating our research scholars, MSc students, and to inspiring the students in right direction towards a better future in chemistry. Once again, thank you, mentors of this Step Up Mentoring Program, for spending your valuable time with us to give your suggestions and advices to to our students and research scholars. I'm thanking the organizers, Dr. Madhavi Srikoti, for giving me this opportunity to say a few words on this occasion. Thank you, Madhavi. Thank you. Not able to
Madhavi,
hear.
you have to unmute.
Madhavi, you are on mute.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Bhavani. It's always nice to hear the history of where we come and how well we did past decades. So definitely thank you for providing the history, like not too many people are aware of it. So, and also the details of the programs that we have and how we evolved over the years. Thank you for the information, and also warm welcome to all the members who has joined today. I would like to ask faculty members to introduce yourselves. I don't know how many of you are here, but please take this opportunity and introduce yourself.
I think all of us are already introduced.
Okay. So no.
Madam, I will
Okay.
talk to the scholars within for 5 minutes, man, with your permission.
Sure. Please, of course. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, myself is the Muralidhar Reddy, currently working as a assistant professor, Department of Chemistry, Usmania University. So my specialization is inorganic chemistry. But I want to before coming to the main campus, I worked as a placement officer at Nizam College for 5 to 6 years, and there I have a somewhat good contacts with the industry people, and also the from 2015 onwards, I used to run one website that is a Facebook public page, which is called as a placements at Usmania University. I think most of the scholars and students may be not aware of that one. There I used to post the whatever the information I used to get it from the different companies and different HRs. There I used to post it, and also I used to post that information in the other groups also. but I want to, can I share my screen, madam? Then
Sure,
I
of
want to
course,
show-
please do. 1 minute. People who are not speaking, can you go on mute? Shravani, I think you're
Please unmute yourself. I've muted all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yes. Actually, I used to run that is a public page. Anybody can view from the Google. Just I want to show you that one and how I am posting the different jobs and not only related to chemistry, but current days I am only posting the related to the chemistry. But before that, I used to post all the kind of jobs which are eligible for either BSc Computer Science or BSc Chemistry or other BCom and that kind of jobs. Just I will show you that web page. It is a Facebook page. Just now I am sharing my screen and yeah. If you open a Google, it and generally there is a page. It's open. Then just you type at already I have typed placements at Usmania University. It is a Facebook page. It's run by me from, it is the first page, it is open, placements at the Usmania University. It is if you click on this page, it will be, this page is open. There is an arts college image and there our department of chemistry image is this is our department of chemistry image. And there I used to post just 1 minute. So there I used to post different jobs related. This page is following almost around 2,315 people are following this page. Either some students, some of the faculty members also following this page. And this page I used to post, I think today I have posted this. I got this message in the Usmania University Chemistry. There is some Infosys placement drive. This is related to Infosys, not related to chemistry. Maybe this is this message I got from the different source. This is the job opportunities in the for the BSc Chemistry, BSc Computer Science students, and also the BCA students. Similarly, I used to post. This is the related to the chemistry. This is for biological E. This I have posted on 7th July, and this is also 7th July, and MSN Labs on 6th July I have posted. And different jobs. This we have posted. This is like Evra Labs, and this I posted like this. If you go on, if you go it will go up to the 2016 like that. And so many people are also benefited, and after benefit also they have called me, sir, I got the job like that. So if anybody is interested, you go to this page. You no need to have a Facebook account, just placements at Usmania University Facebook. Automatically it will open the page. So they initially they try to ask to login, but not now. If you click on not now, just you can log in. You no need to log in that page, and then you can see some job related information. For example, if you use if you are using the Facebook and just you click on like, automatically whenever the notification is come, so whenever we post some information, automatically it will come to your on your Facebook as a on the notification bar. So and this information I want to share with you all, the maybe scholars and the students who are in the in this alumni group. And one more thing I want to share you, because actually when we forward what I observed is during the placements, what I observed, because I was there as a placement officer during the placements, most of the chemistry people, they're asking about most of the time they're asking about your package only. But the thing is, what I observed is I will share my experiences, because I was in 2006 I finished my PhD, Then after that, I have joined as a myself and one of my lab mates. We both joined as a hetero drugs, and in the AR&D department, I was joined with the 15,000 salary. In 2006 December, I joined with the 15,000 salary, and my lab mate also we have joined. And after actually what I observed is the after I joined to the Usmani in the hetero drugs, and I got the postdoctoral opportunity, and also my colleague, one of my lab mate, he also got the postdoctoral opportunity from the Taiwan. But due to his some family problems, he could not go to the postdoc, and he stayed at the hetero drugs till 2017. Then he moved to the Aravindo in the oncology division head as a AR&D head. But what I want to say is initially we don't think about the salary, because now his salary is the 36 lakhs per annum. His salary in the Aravindo labs. But when we both joined with the 15,000 only, we joined. But I got the postdoc. We both also got, but I there in the postdoc. Then I came back in 2013 and I joined in the industry. That's what I want to give the information to the students, because don't think about the salary, because those who are joined under actually in the Nizam College, we have conducted so many drives. In 2014 or 2015, those who are joined, now their salary is approximately 40 to 50,000. But when they joined, their salary is only 13,000 or 12,000 like that. So initially, nobody will give the with the good salary. So I encourage the students, because I observed recently also we have forwarded some CVs to the PhD students, because especially to the some kind of industry people. And when they selected in the industry, and they have offered 25,000. But some scholars they have rejected that offer, and that's what, because initially maybe you may not exactly fit for the industry. Maybe after your experience you may fit for the industry. So that experience you have to gain at the industry only, not in the academic lab. Our lab, we used to do the experiment and wait for NMR 2-3 days, or sometimes 1 week, or IR. Sometimes instrument may not work. So that is somehow maybe your work is not exactly related to the industry work. So you keep in your mind that you don't think about the salary initially. First join and gain the experience, and develop your subject in the particularly in the generally what I observed is mostly industry people ask regarding the questions related to the chromatography, or either what I observed, because they used to work in the chromatography, HPLC, GC. What I observed, the most of the time interview, because the interview people either will come through AR&D background or maybe synthetic background. Synthetic background people mostly they ask related to some reagents and some asymmetric synthesis, but particularly if it comes to the analytical side, they used to regarding HPLC, mostly HPLC, GC, LCMS, MALDI-TOF. The most recent technique they used to ask, rather than they are asking the basics. Yep. So that's what I want to share the information, madam. So thank you, Madhuri madam, for giving me this opportunity. So if anybody scholars are generally if those who are the Facebook account, I will also post that placements at Usmania University link onto the chat box. If anybody, if you have the Facebook link, just click on the like or follow. This is not it's not any personal. It's my personal interest only. I'm maintaining that page since 2015 onwards. Just I want to share the information whatever I know. That is the thing. So thank you all the alumni members for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. It's you covered really two good points. One is taking personal interest and posting all these jobs, which are really greatly useful for whoever is looking for jobs. And another thing is you definitely touched a good point is when you're starting a career, salary is not the important thing, and your concentration has to be what you're going to get out of that, how much you can learn, so that you will use that knowledge and experience to do better. Because my mentors used to say, like, money will follow. What you have to do is just put your effort to learn and gain your knowledge. So as a fresher, or even you are going from one job to another job also, your main concentration is what you are going to learn, what you have learned, and how you present yourself what you have learned. So presenting also important. You might have like a tremendous knowledge, but if you cannot present, other person won't know. And you have to sell yourself with your knowledge. So excellent point, Dr. Muralidhar Garu. So, and thank you for providing that information. Definitely the Facebook page, I think people are going to log and get that information. Thank you so much. So, to continue the program, so most of us already know what this session is about. So there are mentors who are here to help you suggest, guide, and provide whatever the suggestions that you require for students, either developing their career or education or whatever thinking thought process. It's just a person is going to be there to guide you through without judging you. I wanted to emphasize, no one is going to judge you anything, asking a question or sharing your thoughts. So please make this opportunity and log on to these sessions and tell your friends and other scholars to join so that they can benefit out of this. So to continue that, when Dr. Bhaskar presented his subject thesis area last week, we talked about how to get some non-chemistry related knowledge, right? About courses, data analytics, data science, big data, how we are going to use that, how to get that information. And also gaining the information is one thing. How do you use that information to get jobs? Because all of us want jobs and survival. How you can leverage that information in different sectors of overall in the chemistry base, pharmaceutical research, whatever you say, in that area. So thinking on that line, I do work with one of my colleagues, and his name is Lash Me. I invited him to join today's session, and he works for a sci-tech company, and which one of the applications that I had worked with him is getting research data from different resources and creating a portal as a landscape assessment. And BMS uses SciTech for many applications. This is something that I have worked with him in past year or two. So I invited him to join us, give a brief introduction of his background and also his current roles and responsibilities, to link different areas of knowledge, what he has gained over the years and what he's doing right now. So with that, I would like to introduce Lash Me. Lash Me, please go ahead and provide a brief introduction and also what you are doing right now as part of SciTech company.
Thank you, Madhavi. Good evening to everyone and good morning to overseas participants. It's been pleasure to participate and share my views in this mentoring meeting. By background, I'm a chemical engineer. In fact, I pursued my chemical engineer from Usman University in the year 2006. After that, I joined in a company called this consultant company called SciTech Patent or Service, where we do a lot of what we call R&D support to companies where we deal with patents, trademarks. You might have known, right, what patent is. It's a suppose if you have any new invention or new kind of formula in terms of chemistry, if you talk about if you have a new synthesis process or if you have any new characterization techniques and it's new and nobody has done so far, then you have a choice either to go for a publication or suppose if it's really novel, then you apply for a patent. So that's the kind of difference where I deal with the patents mostly. So my job role here is that I work on mostly in fact, it's it's kind of coincidence where I work mostly on chemistry projects, where we deal with projects related to FMCG, meaning the consumer good products like shampoos or surfactants or other, if you look at any soaps, right? So we deal with such what we call such products where we find every day new inventions, and the client asks us to find out whether this invention, which this kind of formula which we are going to adopt, whether it has any new or already existing prior art. So that's one area. And in fact, I work on fuel cells battery. So why I'm mentioning all these research or all these areas in one way is that in all these areas, chemistry is the fundamental concept. Without chemistry, we can't work on all these type of projects. So we provide R&D service or consultancy service to Fortune 500 companies, like Madhuri mentioned. So even we work with the pharma companies, where if they want to develop any kind of a drug, or whether some drug delivery, is there any kind of a prior art exist in the literature? So if there is any prior art, then what they do, they modify their formula and they come up with new kind of device. So there it actually helps the clients to understand better. So having said this, even I agree with the Muralidhar Garu, where he mentioned like initial stages of your career, the salary is not at all a criteria. Means you shouldn't look at the salary, and better to look at what you want to learn, because the first few years in the career is very, very important. First 2-3 years where you learn new technology, because you just step out of the college from our master's or research program. Then what you do is you have to learn, because there's a completely different kind of environment where you don't see the what you have behaved or what you have seen in the past. So here you need to learn how to mingle with the colleagues first thing, and then you have to improve your core skills. Suppose if you take any pharma company, if you are in the laboratory testing and all, there you need to be more proficient in what you mentioned, like chromatography and others, right? So other techniques where, but in our line of business where we, in fact, I'm proudly say that in my company, mostly more than 50% of employees belongs to chemistry. So that shows how the chemistry is a main core, means which has more job opportunities on par with computers. So don't feel that, okay, if I do chemistry, always be into the teaching, but there are wide variety of opportunities like industry and services. So in services, there are many companies. How the services could be, one is the open innovation services. Second one is the intellectual property services. So our company deals with both of these, and the company located in Hyderabad only, it's in Nacharam. So having said this, I would like to conclude by saying that you please try to learn the fundamentals, core concepts in your what we call in your master's or research program, and then that will help you get through the preliminary round of interviews, and you will be selected very easily. Because these days, no, most of the people are doing masters and PhD, and they try to publish the papers in highly reputed journals with high impact factor. But if they also think, and if their research is novel, and if they take the route of the patent side, then I think that will fetch your career, and you'll get an opportunity very quickly as soon as you complete or submit your research thesis. Yeah. Thank you, Madhavi. Thanks for giving me this time. Yeah.
Thank you. And thanks for the introduction, and also building a bridge between chemistry and what are the other areas that exist in the field around chemistry. So thank you so much. And with that, now I would like to invite today's speaker. I would say like my batchmate to start with, and one of my dear friends right now. We have been friends years, decades, I would say. Dr. Prasanna Reddy. She graduated with Masters from OU and completed her MPhil from Central University, Hyderabad. And also she pursued her PhD from US. So I'm really glad to introduce and happy to be a part of this presentation and program. So Prasanna, go ahead, the floor is yours.
You all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you, thank you, Madhuri. Thank you for that introduction. Good morning, good evening, all the professors, faculty members, research scholars, and students out there, and of course, alumni mentors. So today, I just want to give you start with briefly about my education journey and then experience and things like that. So first, I'm from Nalgonda district, and that's where I'm born and brought up. And I did all my schooling. For BSc, actually, I went to Sangareddy. Actually, that's where I did my BSc with math, physics, and chemistry. Actually, that's because of my father's transfer. He was a chemistry lecturer, and he's also, I can say, Osmania University alumni. He did his master's in 68 or something. And that's where actually I got all my chemistry fundamentals from. So I did BSc with math, physics, and chemistry, and then I wrote entrance to Osmania University for all the 3 subjects. Actually, I was doing and good on all 3 of them. So I got admitted to all 3, but I chose to do chemistry for sure. So, and I mean, I was thinking a math, physics probably are kind of dry and chemistry is more fun. I mean, definitely you can see that, chemistry is more fun, and we can really talk about more and more, and you hear from all these mentors and other people that, chemistry has so many areas to expand and then work, right? So then so after that, and actually I also did this MPhil at Central University. I mean, before that, I also got an admission into Central University, but I didn't choose. I came to small university, of course, then that made me talk to you guys on this platform today. And then after I came to US, I joined my PhD in Rutgers University. So after 3 years into my PhD, I mean, that is a time of that Y2K and the IT boom is going on. And a lot of my friends, actually my colleagues, classmates, from masters, and they all came to US also, but every one of them switched to computer science. At that time, I was the only one continuing with PhD in chemistry. So everyone used to say, hey, what is going on? I really want to continue this, for so many years. But I never stopped it. I just continued with my passion. So after about 3.5 years or so, then actually, I also took some courses in computer science too, just to see how that looks like. And then I did apply for a job. I just came through one opportunity, and then I said, let me look into that. And then I immediately got the interview and I got selected. So I will go through that, actually, that company and what we did at that place. So I got the job. So then the PhD became part-time, right? Because I had to take this full-time job. So then from there, I was continuing. It's not that easy working full-time and then working towards PhD in the evenings and weekends, especially with a subject like, chemistry. You have to do experiments in the lab, and then, a lot of, days, you have to stand many, many hours, do at work. At the same time, you have to do after hours too, right? And then had a family and a busy, social life too at the same time. So it was definitely tough. And somebody was asking last time, is it doable? Yes, it's doable. As long, you have that commitment, you can do it. So then at the time of my thesis defense, of course, I had full family support doing all that. I can never deny that. Without that help, I could not actually continue and finish my PhD, got my degree. So at the time of my defense, like, I mean, my husband always says that my manager from work, he said, like, I got within the span, like, because I already started working, I got like 2 promotions and 2 kids also at the same time, and a PhD too. So he said, like, I did achieve something, but yeah, then I continued. So with what I was doing, actually, that's a company called Enzon Pharmaceuticals. Now it is not more. Enzon is that sold out, and so this company was founded by a person called Dr. Abuchowski. He's actually founder of pegylation technology. So I want to show you briefly a little bit about, like, what I did during the time in that pegylation technology. I worked actually at Enzon about 10 years, making all this customized linkers, and also that to develop delivery of like all these small molecules, proteins, oligonucleotides, and so different applications at the time. So I don't want to go into like too much of technical details, but just to give you just a brief little bit idea, and then how my journey of like, that experience continued after that. I'll kind of share this screen. 1 second. As I said, this is like this technology came in the 1970s, I can say, because I mean, if you have seen my profile, I mean, this pegylation, you see this so many times. Like, so what is this peg, and then what is this pegylation process, and that's something that we can go through a little bit today. So the peg is just this one, like basically a polyethylene glycol. It's a polymer chain. And usually in drug applications, they range from 5,000 to 40,000. And sometimes the smaller packs are used also in different applications. And there are like several types of linkers that, that we can use for that pegylation. These are called activated pegs. So activated pegs means that you need to react this peg, like the active. This is like a not active peg. This is like an inert peg. This one gets activated with this functional group so that they can attach to proteins or small molecules, anything through the amine or like a thiol or any other kind of chemistry, right? So that's when these are activated pegs. And then like there are many companies make these active linkers, and then they sell also like, so at one point Enzon was actually also doing a lot of not as straightforward linkers. They also make like a lot of customized linkers for specific delivery at different sites, like all that, like, and bifunctional, those things too, different modifications and all that, like, I was involved. And then of course we were also looking for how to improve the delivery of some proteins which have issues, and of course oligonucleotides, they have more issues. So those are the research was going on at the time. And so this is where like how it reacts to the protein, like, through amino group. And this is some active peg linker, and then that NHS will come off, and then the peg is attached to the protein. So the number of pegs on the protein attached also is like, it doesn't need to be 1, it could be 1, it could be 10. So the number of pegs are also can be altered. And also like this can be not only protein, it could be like a small molecule, it could be anything. So it could be any bioactive molecule. So this is what does PEG do actually. So basically what happens is when you attach this PEG to the protein bioactive molecule, the hydrodynamic radius of the molecule PEG is hydrophilic, and then with so much of attaching water molecules on the PEG, the hydrodynamic volume, actually the radius increases the molecule, and then basically because of the size increase, it reduces the renal circulation. That means usually these molecules have very short half-life, but after the attachments, we can see that the half-life is increased. That is a main advantage. And also PEG is a hydrophilic, and then it also improves the solubility of the drug. And this applies to mostly like a small molecule drugs. These small molecule drugs, like organic small molecules, basically, they are like a very hydrophobic and they're not soluble. So with the help of PEG, then they can make it soluble. And also for enzymatic degradation, also it helps protects the molecule, the active molecule, and then it helps not degrade with this proteolytic enzymes in the body. And the other thing is also that it reduces the immunogenicity, that's not here, but to protect from that antibody, basically. So this is just a simple, just one example of how the PK profile changes. So this is one example of a PEG interferon. Actually, this is also done by Enzan in collaboration with Sharon Plow. And then, so if it is a normal protein, like it comes down, it's like 3 times a week injection. It keeps on coming down as you inject, and you have to keep on dosing it multiple times. And then if it is a pegylated, protein, that it stays in the circulation for almost a week. So basically 2 different types of interferons are already in the market now. So one from Roche and one from the Sharon Plow, of course, is Merck now. So they actually have like a weekly injection. So basically with PEG, and there's other protein drugs too, they're also like a chemotherapeutic drug. Basically one of them is like called Neulasta, and also GCSF is a protein, filgrastim. So the main native protein drug is given daily dose, and then the other one is given like a once in a chemo cycle. So just by having this PEG attachment, basically you can reduce that dosing, basically frequency. So that's more convenient to the patients, basically. So there are like many approved drugs. I mean, this started in, like I said, 1990, the first approval came. This is where I worked at Enzon, 90s and early 2000s, I was there. But so they had these products approved, and then this is in a combination of Enzon and Sharon Plow they got in 2000. So this is from Dr. Abujowski. I can say that he was the one main key player, making these drugs approved. And there are so many other drugs came after that, different companies, and like 20 plus drugs are in the market right now. So, I mean, it's also like used on this, not just the proteins, they also been used on small molecules, like oligonucleotides or aptamers, all kinds of molecules. This can be applied to change the properties of the drugs, right? So, and so this is actually one of them is a nanoparticle. This is like from Moderna vaccine, and a lot of nanoparticles use this pegylated lipid as outer, to stabilize the molecule. So, and also many other nanoparticle drugs, liposomes also use this kind of pegylated lipids as one of the carrier thing. So from there, I just want to touch upon briefly on this drug development process. So basically throughout my career, after Enzon, and then I worked at Prolong for about 10 years again. So I was in the early research, and then I went to preclinical, and then went into a clinical stage. So basically, and then I moved into complete clinical development too, and helping regulatory people to do the submissions. So I worked in this different all across, basically. So for the research scholars are working in a university, most of the times you're involved in this basic research. This is very important to get the fundamentals and to see what kind of reactions, what is working, what product is going to work later, right? So, or like maybe you're developing a technique, some separation technique, if you're analytical, it could be anything. So that basic research is very important to go into that next level. And then there is early discoveries also done a lot of times in the industries and also as well as universities too, right? And then so that's where you find that lead compound products, like which is the one you want to take ahead. Like this is where you do all your in vitro and in vivo testing, animal testing and all. So you find the lead product to move into the next level, which one shows that activity. So, and then you do the preclinical studies. I mean, in the preclinical studies, you actually look at the toxicities and you do the efficacy in animals, because this is done, everything is in animals basically. So you do at different types of animals, usually rats, and then for toxicity you can go to monkeys too. So all these to do all these studies in this preclinical phase. And that's when, like, once you know that this product is working at this particular doses and all, so then you file your IND application to the agency, like health authority. Like there are different types, like, for US we have FDA, and for Europe there's a EMA, and in India that DCAGI, right? So basically, like, you apply that IND to get the drug into humans, basically to test in humans. So that's when it starts, like, different phases, like, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So while going through this journey, then you will know the phase 1 is basically to look at the safety of the drug, to see whether the drug works or not. Is it any toxic safety issues with the drug? That's when you find out with the small number of, we can't say patients, it's called healthy volunteers we need. So in actually oncology space, then we use the patients, but in other cases you have to use healthy volunteers to look at the safety. And then after that you move ahead to the, as the number grows up and, to see that efficacy levels of the drug. So the right dose, like what dose is working and all in phase 2. And then by the time you go to phase 3, you actually know the dose and as well as the efficacy, like, all that at that point. And what is the final dosage form, everything kind of is decided at that phase 3. And then you file an NDA or BLA application. NDA is for small molecules, and BLA is like, for biologics. So that application, and then that gets reviewed by FDA or any other health authority that we are applying to. And then you get that approval from there. And then there is a post-marketing monitoring too. So as we go through that, we can see that the quality control kind of goes up, like, so that improves, like, the levels goes up, like initially, like in the basic research in like universities or maybe in pharma companies too, you don't fall, like, it's like R&D kind of experiments, right? So then it goes into like a GMP mode where you fine tune, like, all the criticalities and apply all the quality controls to make the drug safer to humans, because it's going into humans. You have to make sure that you have better quality controls in there. So, and then, so during that journey, like, so I was involved in all these different stages. So then I thought, like, a year ago, basically, let me move into, regulatory affairs completely, full-fledged, doing the regulatory work, like submissions and everything. So I know that whole technical background of like whole the drug development, and then, so let's see how this regulatory side works. So I'm in the regulatory CD triangle, they call it. This is a common technical document that you file to the agencies. So this has like basically like a 5 modules. So the first one is like just administration. And module 2 is about like just a summaries, quality summary. And this is again the regulatory CMC group is responsible for. And there are like a non-clinical summaries and then the clinical summaries. This comes from the animal studies, all the summary reports from the animal studies, and the clinical summaries is basically from the patient data from all that phase 1, phase 2 studies. And this is where the module 3 is completely about the quality of the drug. And then this one is the study reports, non-clinical, and the final module 5 is clinical study reports. So that's where like all the regulatory CMC group is completely responsible to do this. CMC means this chemistry, manufacturing, and controls. So this has like I didn't put there's so many sections within the drug substance and drug product. So again, like drug substance is the early part, like, when you make a product until the final active, stage, that's called drug substance. And then after that, when it's getting formulated into final form, whether in syringes or vials and whatever, like a capsules, tablets and all that, like that's a final form of the drug product. And that goes into patients basically with the final packaging, right? So everything has this kind of sections. This is just a very high level I'm just giving you. So it has the process and analytical procedures, stability data, everything. So all this is compiled into these modules and, that gets submitted. So, so that's the end of the story. So what I want to say from this, let me stop sharing now. So my journey took from, I can say, like doing that master's in organic chemistry to going to like a Rutgers, doing like research on peptides. And from there, I worked in regulation for many years. And then after that, I moved into regulatory affairs, doing something different. But of course, the technical knowledge, everything helps to every step of the way, right? So that's the reason I want to say to all the PhD students, what you're doing, or scholars, what you're doing at this point, it's, that it doesn't mean that that's the same thing that you have to continue all through your life, right? So, but do the best, get that stronger skills, like, at whatever the, subject that you're doing. So if you're doing research on a topic, you might be finding some new method of making it, or new technique or something else, like, so you have like a hypothesis and you have a topic and then you get the answer from that. So you make a research thesis out of it. But that PhD, or like, that process, so that gives basically, it's not only the subject knowledge, but it gives a person actually the skills, like, to solve, basically the skills to solve any scientific problems. So to find solutions to any challenging, problems. So, and also like develops overall personality, basically how to handle situations in that, different situations, like, how do you handle it? So that kind of like gives you that overall personality development during that, doctoral research program. So that is what that you need to think of achieving it. So it's not less whether I like it, whether I do not like it, whether this work is not good, this is good, maybe that has more potential for jobs. Don't think in that direction. Eventually, wherever you want to go into that direction. So it's better just kind of focusing on what you're doing and then continue with that. And the other thing is, I would say there are two things, like working hard and working smart. Everybody wants to work hard, like you need to work hard. Of course, there's no doubt about it. But at the same time, you need to know how to work smarter too. Means, because there are so many resources out there, right? In those days, like when we started research, sometimes we used to go to the library, see the abstracts and things like that to see where is the previous literature, what is done before. So then I go to like all these journals and to see what the previous work is done. So, but in nowadays, like there's so many databases, so many softwares, internet itself, and just now Lakshmana has said like something like, they develop, there are many tools like that. So you need to just utilize all these kinds of tools available out there, find out exactly, and then basically they say that don't reinvent the wheel. So basically don't waste your time on doing that kind of stuff, and then try to get more efficient work done in a shorter span. So that is something that will be more useful. And time management, I know prioritization, I know everybody talked about this, organization. So these are all things that again, you have to learn, of course, multitasking too. But again, the thing is, it's not like one size fits all. Not everybody wakes up at 5 o'clock and stays until 12 o'clock. So it's like you have to see how you can manage your work and then how you can prioritize and organize, right? So that is something that is in your hands. So think in that direction, and then you'll be able to do good. And we hear this thing about like, building skills, right? Skills. When you are in this program, so I mean, you have opportunity to learn multiple things. I mean, we heard from other mentors also on the platform. So thing is not only apart from that research you are doing, develop skills, whatever is needed for you related to this. And I mean, mainly like we are talking about like some software skills too, like basic, sometimes even like Microsoft Office, like, PowerPoint, Excel, there's so many in-depth things that we just use it, but do we know completely in and out to see like quickly do a lot of manipulations on that, like, to use it? I don't think so. Not everybody, we are not perfect, but still I'm saying like those kind of things also you can really learn in depth. And a lot of those statistical tools too, like those are all like kind of very important. I think it's good to learn those kind of things too. So develop a lot of extra skills apart from that research that you're doing. That is something that will take you a long way. And the last thing is like the mentors. Of course, like everybody like will have mentors, like, starting from your parents, your family, and then as you go to your teachers, professors, and then every stage of life you will have all these mentors guiding you, right? So, and utilize all the resources. And this is like I see this is a very nice platform. We have so many mentors on this platform with various skill set, and everybody is willing to help you, like, so I would say that use all the resources that you need, and definitely that will help you. So, and then the last thing is that chemistry definitely is a beautiful, most exciting and challenging subject. It's not just one area that you can work in chemistry. We heard it so many times again. So don't get frustrated whether with the chemistry, whether I'm not doing good, whether I'm getting the right job, whether I'm earning good amount of money and all this, because definitely there are many avenues with chemistry. We heard this before, like chemical industries, pharmaceutical industries, academia, and within pharma also there are many different departments people can work in, right? Like, quality control, analytical, medicinal chemist, it can be anything. Like, there's so many areas, and then you can even move into regulatory like this. So I'm saying like there are many opportunities with that basic knowledge, the fundamentals that you learn, then you can actually build upon them once you start learning this strong, and then you can build upon a lot from there. So think about that basics and then try to learn strong, and then proper, learning is important. So, and I see this platform is really great. And I mean, it's a great initiative by this alumni mentors and the professors also to give the opportunity to continue and use this to give this the students. And thank you for giving me the opportunity today to talk to you. And anytime, actually, it's like just I gave some overall thing, but anything personal, any other questions that you have, also I can the numbers are shared everywhere, so I can share the numbers and emails too. Like anybody can reach out to me if you have any direct question too. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prasanna. It was a nice presentation about regulation. I'm not very familiar with that area. Definitely, I learned something new. And also touching on this education, what we are doing, and specifically with the PhD, that 5 years, right? It's not those 3 letters that we gain and the knowledge with that. And also some of the things that you mentioned, right? It's you are developing yourself, discipline, organizing skills, how you manage multiple tasks at the same time. And also, especially what I have seen people doing and developing themselves in the area is the thinking itself changes. Actually, you are more of a problem-solving thinker and how to resolve problems. It's a I wouldn't say like a problem is a good word. It's more of a challenge. You have a challenge in front of you, how your brain works to resolve these challenges. That's a beautiful process itself. And also, right, it builds the confidence. As you gain more energy and more thinking process, I literally visualize people looking at like you put your head up. It's a confidence that brings you. And also the one thing that I realized, and I have seen again more people doing it, this makes you to practice of get a big set of data and how to review it in a short period of time and summarize to make like 2 sentences out of this humongous data set. So it's again, people who are thinking as a PhD and going to PhD, don't think about like, how do I get this degree? It's not the degree will come, no matter degree will come, but how get yourself out there and how this many years of this discipline will prepare you as a better person with a better skill set. Concentrate on that because it's all your thinking shift, how you want to see the same picture in a different view. So that's the main important, and personally you covered that very well. And thank you for the great presentation as subject wise and also overall how the journey goes as a part of when we are working in this area of chemistry. So definitely thank you a lot for the great presentation. Now I'm going to open the floor for students, scholars to ask questions. We have different skill sets in here, and people just take this opportunity, students and scholars, ask questions, and this is all for your benefit. Please feel free. Any question is a good question, so do not hesitate to ask anything that comes to your mind. So please go ahead, and I'll open the floor for questions. Go ahead. Anyone?
Ma'am.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, Priya, please go on. Introduce yourself.
Ma'am, I'm Priya Sharma, MSc first year student of University of Science, Osmania University. Ma'am, I have a question that with Prasanna ma'am, that how she got an idea that pegylation can be used as a medicines. Actually, how she got that idea of pegylation directly? That's my question.
Okay. Hi, Priya. Thank you. I mean, it's not that I got the idea. It's actually the idea came already to the founder of the company where I started working. That's my first job. Enzon Pharmaceuticals, Dr. Abuchowski. If you Google pegylation, he's like father of pegylation. he got the idea when he was doing the graduate research. So he thought when he was working with some polymers and then proteins, and he thought like, why putting that polymer on the protein that initially, like, he said like that can change the properties of the protein. So that's when it happened in like 1970s, I can say 70s and 80s. So that's when that research started. So then later on, because he founded that company, I started, and I worked on a different varieties of PEG and then the applications of it.
That's a good question, Priya.
Yeah.
The reason, right? Like the way how you are thinking is the core of like how and what, right? So getting that idea itself, like now you got an idea of asking a question, and it's like a simple thought process of when you are learning, how would this happen? And why would this happen? And sometimes, right, when you work on research and thinking process, right, you want to go in one direction, and when you see the results, that's not how it's going, that something else is going on. So rather, sometimes like when you concentrate what is the outcome, you have to concentrate what is not the outcome, because what is not expected can lead to something new. So that's the thought process that we are going to develop as we study. So excellent question, and please keep thinking in the same line. So
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
Ma'am, I have another question. That basic research we do in our college, I mean university, then if we want to discover medicines in university, that is possible or not? It seems like impossible task. But then how we students get a PhD without going up to how they do research, I mean to get PhD? We we can do research about medicine in industries, right, ma'am? We do preclinical trials, clinical trials, everything we do in industries, right? Then how without doing if we do about medicines, we want to do about medicine, how we will do in labs, I mean in your college university labs, and get a PhD in that?
That's why it's called like a university lab, like a basic research, right? University lab, like fundamentals. So then basically that technology is like a lot of times acquired by industries. Industry are like, looking for what is the best out there in universities. Like, they want to grab it, they want to develop it further. So that basic ideas, that is important. Actually, the core, thing is built at the university level, right? So that's definitely important. Don't think that what you're doing in the universities is not useful, not good, as like it's not directly going into the clinical patients, but a lot of times that basic research advances to the clinical studies later on. And then very few cases, like there are some industry university collaborations for some clinical studies too, that happens too. But in your case, like don't get discouraged that whatever I'm doing in the university is not really related to any clinical study or something. Every research is important.
Yeah, you have seen this presentation, so I'll give you some more context to present also. The regulation idea is not is a person's thought process, and taking the regulation and a molecule which is not soluble enough, linking those two, that is also a thought process. Once you keep the thought process, that used as a medicine. So that's the third one came into picture. So regulation is a basic research, and you are making that as an application to make a medicine. So if you go back one step and start observing how the thought process came, is that how can you do a regulation to start with? And once you have that idea, how it will be implemented based on your research publications, people always constantly who are in the field looking what other people are doing out there. And as they see this thought process and innovation in publishing it in papers, That's what they're going to get idea, and one idea will create another idea and lead somewhere else. So what we see as a bigger picture as a medicine is not generated as a medicine to start with. There is a lot more work goes behind the basic research where you and I learning as a fundamentals that will lead to the final outcome of our knowledge, actions, and thought process, and our core research experiment itself lead to a bigger picture. So that's how we have to start seeing. That's the whole process, and it takes to even screen through high throughput to do those molecules, and it's a process involved. So every bit of knowledge will go into developing those medicines to serve patients.
I can, Madhuri, I can shed some light on Priya's question if you give me a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, Priya, the two questions are really great questions, which shows that you're thinking novel. Great. To answer your second question, so in the colleges during the masters, it's basically a basic training that you're learning. And during the PhD, you're getting much more vigorous training with an opportunity to invent something new. And whatever you invent, it may or may not go towards the medicine or any other novel discovery. But to get to that medicine or any novel discovery, it requires teamwork, multiple groups, multiple brains. So, I mean, do not discouraged by thinking that, whatever we are discovering here in the college is not going towards the final stage of medicine. So that's what I would like to say. So keep yourself motivated and focused. Think novel.
Yeah, Madhavi, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Dr. Prasanna, it's a great presentation and you're doing great work. I mean, in each presentation from the mentor, there are two things we would like to contextualize to make it more sense for our students and faculty here. One is the kind of research that you are doing. Is it something at any rudimentary level or at any beginning level can be done in our university? Can our students take that knowledge and do some project work on that? That is one thing I would like to explore so that we can actually take it to the next level of this presentation. And the second one, in terms of opportunities. So one is research, one is opportunities. What are the opportunities for chemistry student in the regulatory? So how they can take that path and what are the different things they need to do in order to be successful in the domain that you are working. So if you can give some idea about on those two things, so that would be great. Thank you.
So and definitely those two are really good questions, Ravi. So I can tell you my example, right? So I work on small molecules, so capsules and tablets, that kind of stuff. And I was very interested to learn biologics. And I tell you, I haven't learned much in before, and I wanted to learn myself. I'm taking completely a student example and putting it out there. I'm working in a lab, and when we are talking to all the biologics folks, then they have there is like this thought process of if you, as a combination products are becoming more and more in the patient-centric approach, if there are multiple monoclonal antibodies mixed as a combination drug, how do you separate them? And also, how do you understand their each potency is what we are looking in the potency? That's something that I wanted to learn. And I made that as my thesis subject and completely did it in the lab. So it is a very simple question because we know one can be doable as a separation, two can be doable as a separation, but as you go more and more, how would you do it? And it's not there at that point when I started my research, and not so many columns are out there. So I took this new column manufacturer vendor and I took the material and asked him to make columns, which they were started doing it. And it was not really available for multiple map separation. That I made as my research because my interest was analytical and separations. And this is a good area for me to learn biologics and separation, which can be used for industry as well. That is something thought process that I can. So you don't have to look at a bigger thing, but you concentrate on one small problem which needs to be addressed in industry and take that problem statement as a build a question and do a hypothesis and do it as a research. And yeah, of course, like I know most of the professors, they have their own vicinity of working area, but if students come with a different question, I'm sure like there are so many professors out there who wants to learn and also help the students, which is going to help in a bigger picture of the industry, even in the synthesis, drug product development, anywhere. That's definitely doable. So I want students to think as a challenge existing out there, make a problem statement and go to professors and ask them if they can help them out. May not be actually the same question, but something related to that. So that's the answer to the first question. And second question, having chemistry knowledge and how you want to go into regulatory or different opportunities. As a fresher, understanding the basic chemistry is very important, because when you go for a regulatory interview, for example, I'll tell like completed master's, completed PhD, you want to apply for a regulatory job. You don't know much about what the regulations or anything works. But when a fresher comes to an interview, what the interviewer looks at is, what is your interest? Do you have a passion to do what you want to do? And when most of the regulatory people, they have some kind of chemistry background and they'll ask you a few questions. You don't have to give the straight away answer to the question, but they wanted to observe what you are thinking, how you are thinking, and how confident you are in your thinking. Answer could be wrong, but what is your basis for your answer? That's what they're going to concentrate when we get a fresher as an interview. Present yourself. Demonstrate what you learned over the period of your master's or what your PhD. Present those skills. That's all they're looking for. So any job, quality control, quality assurance, and stability studies, clinical research, any area they're looking what you are bringing to the group if you are a candidate to take that position. Prepare yourself for that. And again, we have mentors in here, or you are working, if you work with a professor, they will train you how to go present yourself for any job that's related what you are doing. So that's the basic fund. When I switched from IT to chemistry, I have no analytical knowledge. I read books back and forth, and method development by Kirkland is my guide. I read single page and prepared myself completely theoretical with my chemistry background. And somebody will look into your passion and your knowledge and your enthusiasm. That's all it takes for you to get a job as a fresher. So concentrate on that. Definitely you will be successful. I hope I answered your question, Ravi.
I want Prasanna also reflect on this.
Yeah. So, I mean, moving into different area, I mean, being in chemistry for many years throughout the drug development process, and I've worked with a regulatory group also, filing all the submissions and everything. I knew that entire process when I applied to the complete regulatory and switching. So it was a little bit easier, but at the same time, I also did like a RAC, like a certification course too, like last year. I mean, I said just to kind of get more in depth. So for a beginner, I'm saying beginner getting a master's, MSc in chemistry or a PhD in chemistry, you want to switch right away, then I would say like you need to get additional courses done, whatever is available in that area, in like, let's say regulatory affairs, and then apply for a job. And then when you apply also, you will not be a senior level, you know, in a regulatory professional, right? So you have to take whatever is available at that early stage career. And then you learn from there. Once you are in a job, like once you are in that place, then you can start learning and you can build up your skills. So that's where you have to do. You can start at any point. That's my key point that I want to tell everybody. So for certain places, for certain areas, like you can switch any point. So, but thing is, like you need to have that basic skill set first build up, and then you, of course, you need that additional courses or any additional knowledge to like read about or learn. That then you can look into that area switch or things like that. So, but I mean, it's possible. But the taking that additional courses or additional knowledge acquirement is important when you apply for a new area, new career. You need to learn that stuff first. I mean, without zero knowledge, sometimes you cannot go. I mean, you have to get something in there and then start from there at lower level, and then you can build up from there.
Yeah, thank you, Prasanna. That's what I am looking at. So there may be multiple steps in between. So if we can define those certifications or courses that are additionally needed for students, definitely they will try to make those choices right away so that they can get there over the period of time. So I mean, it is a general question for every speaker, mentor here, just to try to contextualize our presentation to the point of student will take this as a career with taking all those steps towards that, so that it makes a lot of sense for them when they really would like to get into that. So thank you.
Yeah. And also in actually when Dr. Bhaskar sent links last week, and there are related to some statistics course too. And just to let you guys know, whoever is interested in mathematics and mathematical background, nowadays statistics is involved a lot in pharmaceutical industry, in other industries too. And taking some background courses on mathematics and statistics helps a lot. Actually, people are in pharma industry, people are looking chemistries with statistics background and statistics some knowledge. So definitely look into that, and it will help you a lot. And again, if you learn something, it's never going to go waste, and you will definitely use that. So look into those areas. And I have seen like a lot of information was posted by Dr. Bhaskar and other mentors. Please check that, give few minutes of your time. And there's a lot more of IT information courses which can be used in pharma, and also different type of courses which can definitely fit you in a long run. So please feel free to, not feel free, take time to look into those and leverage your scope of what you're learning.
Dr. Madhuri, I think Dr. Rambabu wants to say something. Yeah. Dr. Rambabu, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Dr. Rambabu is here. He's from Geetam University. Sir, please go ahead and introduce yourself. And yeah.
No, sorry, I accidentally hit the button.
Hello.
Good evening, madam. Good evening, sir.
Can you hear me?
Other voices.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, please. Somebody is good.
Yeah, Dr. Rambabu, please go on.
I accidentally hit the button. Sorry, I don't have any questions.
Okay, good, sir. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good morning for some of you. This is Dr. Rambabu. I did masters from Osmania. I am also alumni of Osmania, 99. Now I am working for Geetam University as a head chemistry department, Hyderabad campus. And prior to this, I used to work for GVK Bio as a principal scientist. Almost 12 years I worked. And in 2014 only, I moved from industry to academy. I am having the both experiences, where I mainly involved in the drug discovery process. Where Dr. Prasanna explained almost in the total collaborative research, drug discovery, we also used to work when I was there in GVK Bio. Actually, the activity which we started as a mentoring program, it is a really we have to appreciate this activity. Though I started attending today onwards because due to the admission process, etc., we were busy till last week. So whatever way I can help in this team to get good opportunities. As I worked in the pharma company and in Geetum University, almost all pharma companies. I'm having the good network like Dr. Muralidhar Reddy is helping. I will also help to the students or scholars, whatever way they want to get opportunities. I am also ready to exchange. The further extension, some of the research MSc to master students. If somebody wants the project work related, and you can come to Geetum University and you can work with me and can get the project related work also can be done here. And similarly, some of the pharma companies, if you want to work your project, I can suggest some of the pharma companies where you can go and work it. Not only that, in the publication, some PhD registration, etc. If you want, please let me know. I will try to help you. I will try to post my mail ID as well as the phone number. You can contact me. Thank you, Madhuri Garu and Prasanna, for giving this opportunity. Definitely, I will try to help at my level best.
Thank you, Andy. It's nice that you can join us and provide this a brief overview of your journey, as well as providing this volunteer opportunities to do on different projects in collaboration with the university. That definitely will help students if they wanted to get some hands-on experience. And in my conversation also, you mentioned that students can reach out to you and you will definitely help them out to gain some hands-on experience. That's really wonderful opportunity.
One more point, madam. In Geetum University, we are giving Dr. MVS Murthy Fellowship. Whoever are interested to join here, you can join as a PhD scholar. We will be providing 16,000 as a scholarship for them for 3 years.
Very nice. Yeah.
You can utilize that opportunity.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm sure that some of the students might have heard that. And please reach out to Dr. Rambabu Garu, Geetum University, and look for opportunities. Just sometimes, right, just having a simple conversation can give you lead thoughts to do what you wanted to do. So, so definitely reach out to him. And if you guys need any help, please reach out to us. We can help you to connect with these mentors so that you can get the most benefit out of our program. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rambabu. I request you to kindly post these things in the WhatsApp group for alumni. Yes, so that it can be forwarded to the students. Yeah, thank you.
I want to add something if I may.
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Sudhakar. You know what, at the outset, I think Hari can do this job. And manaki mana Bhaskar garu, he has provided like tons of information, opportunities, and ippudu Rambabu garu, tarvata moving forward somebody else. If we to benefit the students and scholars who may not have attended these 2 sessions or future sessions, మనం ఒక dashboard create చేయాలి మాధవి. Dashboard create చేసి that's permanently available, because మనము ఒక 2 months తర్వాత అన్ని మర్చిపోతాం మనం. And dashboard permanent ga, whoever is adding to the contributors, they say that hey, they can come to my lab and they will have some information that you can apply there, you can apply here, any. So that kind of resources need to be maintained on a permanent dashboard, so that every student or every scholar should know, can I go to this and then find out, maybe last year somebody like presented, but right now can I take the advantage of that anything. Adi manamu disappear gaakunda, somebody has to maintain that. And now looking at the skill set, I think Hari can do that, and she is really good at that. And amika responsibility is there. See, you cannot take everything on your head. That's another thing. So you give, or if she doesn't have time, she will recruit a student. So she's very resourceful. So this is a simple idea that you can maybe develop on, so that to benefit, especially those students who are not participating regularly. Okay. Thank
you. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Sudhakar garu. So actually, it's a very great idea creating a dashboard. ఇప్పుడు మురళీధర్ గారు చెప్పినాయి కానీ తర్వాత మనము ఇప్పుడు లాస్ట్ వీక్ పోస్ట్ చేసినాయి కానీ అన్ని వాట్సాప్ లో ఉన్నాయి. But yeah, technology is something, if something goes down, we don't want to lose all of that information. And we are working on the background, creating like a Google Docs to provide access to everyone. But we'll definitely take this suggestion and make as a dashboard. And maybe we will work with, we all will work together to do that. Mr. definitely can help us to get more of whatever you are suggesting as a dashboard, to have all the links as one place. Students can go and get that. Thank you. It's a great idea. Any more questions, suggestions, thoughts?
Madam, good evening, madam. Okay, I am assistant professor from government city college, assistant professor, madam. Okay, నేను 20 years నుండి కెమిస్ట్రీ టీచర్ గా చేస్తున్నా, అంటే జూనియర్ లెక్చరర్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ గెట్ ప్రమోటెడ్ యాజ్ డిగ్రీ లెక్చరర్. వాట్ ఈస్ ఛాలెంజ్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఈస్ ఎ ఛాలెంజ్ నౌ ఇన్ ద ప్రజెంట్ డే, దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రమ్ డేటా సైన్స్. ఇన్ డిగ్రీ లెవెల్ most of the students are opting data science instead of chemistry. They are feeling chemistry as a tough subject, madam. When we see commerce subject or management studies or general BCom, in BCom they are creating new subjects and new papers, whereas our chemistry is always restricted only a pure chemistry, that is involving organic, inorganic, physical and general chemistry. We are not getting diversified. Okay, new courses are not added in chemistry. That is a big challenge, madam. Already contract lecturers are already they are dislocated. They are actually in Hyderabad they used to work, but now because of the scarcity of the posts in Hyderabad, they are translocated to the district areas, and nearly 7 to 8 contract lecturers already are on road. And they are saying, higher officials are saying, this year also 32 posts are going to be extra. Okay, that is a challenge, madam. What my question is, what are the new courses we can at least we can recommend for degree students? That is, as you said just now, statistics is a better blending chemistry and statistics. And I had not seen any time this chemistry and statistics together. Okay, such courses from university BOS or from the HODs of different universities of the state, if they recommend to the Commissioner of College Education, then this challenge may be solved in future. That is a long-term plan. Okay, in the short-term plan, immediate plan is we had to make this chemistry attractive in degree level also. Why? Because we are all from government degree college. I am a student of NG College, Nagarjuna Government Degree College in Nalgonda. I am a batchmate of Talada Bhaskar also. Okay, that's what my question is. In the short term, what are the projects we teachers of government degree colleges can do? That is within the resources, limited resources that are existing in the BSc level degree colleges. Okay, our college is the biggest college in the state, having more procurement of students. Whereas in the rural areas, most of the chemistry students are not joining, madam. Very less number of students are joining in chemistry because they are opting data science, and some other new courses are coming. That is a challenge. That's a long-term plan and short-term plan, which I want you to recommend, madam. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Dayanand garu, can I add in, Madhavi, can I add something here? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I think she's frozen. I mean, her connection.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Dayanand Garu, it's a very good question that has been it's a burning question actually to a lot of people, especially more enthusiastic lecturers like you. It is not up to you to do something new today, and it is definitely a challenging thing to introduce new courses. And the enrollment in chemistry also has come down a little bit in US also, but they are now looking at different approaches to how to raise the enrollment in the sciences in general and chemistry in particular. And there are some results, positive results are happening here. ఇక్కడ ఏం కావాలంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ అప్ టు సిటీ కాలేజ్ ఆర్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ అప్ టు సంబడి టు ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ సంథింగ్ అన్లెస్ యువర్ అటానమస్ కాలేజ్ కానీ యూనివర్సిటీ కానీ అయితే తప్ప. గీతం యూనివర్సిటీ ప్రాబ్లీ కెన్ డూ దట్. అండ్ ఇక్కడ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే దేర్ షుడ్ బి సమ్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ లైక్ కాలేజ్ అండ్ అదర్ కాలేజెస్ వేర్ దిస్ సిలబస్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ వర్క్డ్ ఆన్. అండ్ దట్ దేర్ ఈస్ ఏ డెఫినెట్లీ ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీలో ఒక కమిటీ ఉంది దానికి. So you take a representation there, and in order to like develop a course, and it takes about 2 academic years. And then BSc lo unnappudu one committee was working, and it took about 4 years to change things anamata. So monotonous chemistry nunchi koddiga nenu chadivinappudu koddiga advanced unde. So nenu cheppedi entante ikkada there are so many new subjects have come, and novel subjects have come. And one of them, just for you to think, green chemistry is it's old coin adi, green chemistry, but putting in old wine in new bottle annattu, green chemistry is coming up very good, and that will create a lot of interest to the students. Idi meer representation cheshi idi ganaka meer introduce cheyagalugite, I think you can attract a lot of students ani anukuntunna.
Sir, Sudhakar Reddy garu, just adding to your words, as you mentioned, yes sir, in Geetam University we have introduced one course, BSc Blended. That course name itself is the BSc Blended, where we are offering BSc. We are having the 4 main subjects: math, chemistry, physics, and biology. Even we added biology. The 2 years, all these courses are common. And the third year, they are going to choose the either math as the core subject or chemistry, physics, similarly biology. So in the third year, entire that year, they are going to explore the related subject, whichever they are choosing. So that way, what we are trying to do is, initially the batch of MPCB, Maths, Physics, Chemistry and Biology, and the third year we are distributing the students. From third year onwards, and moreover, this National Educational Policy, NEP, it is allowing us to introduce any sort of courses. That may be after introducing NEP, maybe university is also going to get that flexibility, and we can think different courses or new courses.
Thank you, Dr. Rambabu. Actually, I don't know, my connection got lost, so I don't know what I spoke was audible to other people. So actually, recently we had a dialogue, and we are thinking about just introducing some how to put course curriculum in a way that students get more benefit. And that dialogue has been started, and we started that communication, and we are working with Dr. Padma Shri Garu to get that escalated as a proposal. So we're definitely working on that, and thank you for raising that question. Now I think, as Dr. Rambabu Garu said, that we have an avenue some colleges are offering, and also students who are not getting benefited right now, they have to be little proactive to see if there are any online courses available for them to take opportunity of those courses. I think last week danlo varamlo Dr. Bhaskar garu konni free online courses links pampichinru, right? for now, as a short time, right, Dayanand Garu, we can offer students that guidance so that they can start looking into, and also whoever we have connections with the different colleges, ask them people to take a look at those courses, whatever the free online. And I think online courses economy different universities could offer chestunnattunayi. So please encourage students to take a look at those. And masters kuno PhD definitely it dialogue has been started, and we are working behind the scenes. So yeah, just wanted to put it out there. Padmashri garu, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Dr. Madhuri, I would like to, suggest to Dr. Dayanand Garu that your college is an autonomous college in degree. You can actually introduce whatever the courses you want, because, for example, I'll tell you, in women's college is a constant college of Usmania University, but at the UG level, it has got autonomy. And under chemistry department, we had two courses where, with chemistry, we had biological, it was called biological chemistry. We had biochemistry component. And then with food science, which is going on very well, because you have a lot of job opportunities in the food science field. So in the industry and TCS curriculum today, the Telangana government, what they have introduced, the Higher Education Council, you do have other, courses called the skill enhancement courses and generic electives, under which you can actually opt for statistics. If you want, you can go for various kind of combinations there. So it's not that, and certain colleges are also offering computers with the chemistry. It's not that, you cannot go for it. So there are, as per the CBCS curriculum today, you have more options, unlike the other days. So you have to explore. Actually, City College is a, it's a, autonomous college in UG, right?
అవును అయితే మేడం అయితే కెమిస్ట్రీ అనగానే భయపడుతున్నారు మేడం. మురళీధర్ సార్
మేడం, నేను ఒక్కసారి యాడ్ చేస్తాను మేడం. హరిపద్మశ్రీ మేడం, యాక్చువల్ గా దయానంద్ సార్ యాక్చువల్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే మేడం, ఇప్పుడు మనకి వాళ్ళు డిగ్రీ కాలేజెస్ వచ్చేటప్పుడు బకెట్ సిస్టమ్ వచ్చింది కదా మేడం. మాక్సిమం మెంబర్స్ యాక్చువల్ గా ఈ గవర్నమెంట్ డిగ్రీ కాలేజ్ లెక్చరర్స్ కూడా మన డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కి వచ్చారు. ఫ్రమ్ ద హెడ్ సైడ్ ఆల్సో వీ హ్యావ్ రిటర్న్ ఫ్రమ్ ద డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ, హెడ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ రిప్రజెంటెడ్. యాక్చువల్ గా ఏంటంటే మన ఈ బకెట్ సిస్టమ్ లో బాటనీ, జువాలజీ, కంప్యూటర్ అప్లికేషన్, దే ఆర్ ఎస్కేపింగ్ ద కెమిస్ట్రీ, అండ్ either బాటనీ, జువాలజీ, డేటా సైన్స్, and either botany, biochemistry, like they are actually avoiding the chemistry and taking the other basic sciences. ఆ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆల్రెడీ కొంతమంది దయానంద్ సార్ చాలా మంది డిగ్రీ కాలేజ్ అసోసియేషన్ వాళ్ళు కూడా మన హెడ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అప్రోచ్ అయ్యారు.
భాస్కర్ సార్ పంపిండి సార్. అయితే అనేది ఏంటంటే మీరు అన్నది అదే సార్, కెమిస్ట్రీ టఫ్ అని చెప్పి బాగా పాపులర్ అయింది సార్. స్టూడెంట్స్ కెమిస్ట్రీ అనగానే భయపడుతున్నారు సార్, అసలు అందుకని అవాయిడ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఒకటి
అయితే హెడ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి అయితే పంపాము. ఏం రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చామంటే, ఫర్ లైఫ్ సైన్స్, ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ టు రైట్ ఏ లైఫ్ సైన్స్ ఎంట్రన్స్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్, there is a 40 marks for they have to write a chemistry. So in the entrance examination paper itself, we have attached the entrance examination paper from the department side, and we also wrote a email to the college of CCE and those coordinator, and also higher education, sir. And also, but one thing you can there is one option in the those websites, sir. You can choose a particular bucket system. You can say that botany, zoology, chemistry, 50 seats. You can make restriction, but and the autonomy college, Nizam College and Koti Women's, they are doing the same thing. Like for example, like they will give botany, zoology, chemistry 50 seats, like the biotechnology, chemistry, zoology, some 30 seats. Like that, you can do that kind of restriction. Then the student is allowed to take only those courses. Otherwise, like if they allow open, then the problem is coming same way. Botany, geology, they are opting like the psychology or computer application, like that. This is there with all the degree colleges, and also actually I know the present some of the degree association members. I also mentioned, I also explained for them also, but I don't know, but we wrote an email to the higher education and CCE, but we till now, I think head sir did not get any reply from the CCE or higher education. Madam, continue, madam.
Sure.
You are touching upon a different perspective. No, you are touching upon a different perspective. You are talking about skipping the chemistry course, but what he was asking is the including of the components like statistics and other things into blending into chemistry. So that they can do by taking the statistics or the mathematics department offers a generic elective course or a skin enhancement course under their department. That can be chosen by the students of chemistry as per the CBCS curriculum. That's what I'm saying. They do have an opportunity to study statistics, though they are the chemistry students under CBCS, they can study under a generic electives or the skin enhancement courses. They have a choice to study those courses. I'm taking. You're talking about a different perspective that, if you give a combination without chemistry for the biological sciences, it is meaningless because they cannot go for the PG studies, further studies and all that.
Yes, madam.
That is
Actually, already one batch is like
touched upon. Yeah.
Yeah, one batch is
that
already
is true.
second year. Few students are there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you.
This is Vijay. I wanted to say something here. I'm listening to the comments here. So I'm at Tuskegee University.
Yeah, Vijay, introduce yourself, please. Introduce.
Yeah, my name is Vijay Rangari. I'm a professor at Material Science and Engineering at Tuskegee University. So I don't know how difficult it is in India to change a curriculum, but most of the US universities here, it is easy to change the curriculum. And it will be keep on evolving, changing the curriculum, because most of the times you will have new topics and new subjects, keep changing it. The best way to do it is most of the times in US, what we do it is we start something like a minor degree. So you will have like taking another 10 or 15 credits extra, whatever you are taking, then you get a minor degree. For example, if you take chemistry, biology, geology, whatever subjects you have, everybody can take in some multidisciplinary programs. For example, material science or nanotechnology related. So those kind of things they create. So the students who are interested spend more time, they take the extra courses. In the meantime, also they will get some minor degree extra with it. So that they, at the same time they get a major degree like in chemistry or BSc or whatever they're having, biology, chemistry, math, and also get a minor degree in some other specialized topics. So that the students get interested and they'll be well versed in other topics. So the opportunities will be open up more. But I can see that in India, maybe it's very difficult to do changing a course or starting some new curriculum and all those kind of stuff. So, but for chemistry, I think there is a lot of opportunities. For example, in our department, we like to take like chemistry, physics, all engineering topics. We take the students in material science and engineering, since it is a multidisciplinary. We like to take from chemistry background, physics background, even sometimes we do have math people also. So it is a multidisciplinary area, so that's how the chemistry will be involved in all the subjects. So, but if it's starting something in a minor degree will be much more easier than the teaching some topics or some curriculum. You just set up like 10, 15 extra credit hours or something, so they can take and they can take a minor degree so that they will enhance their whatever the topic they're studying is, and that way they can get the means like the master's level, whatever they want to do it, they can go into the different topics and other kind of stuff.
Thank you, Andy. Mahendra sir.
Yeah, Madhuri. Very well question, very well addressed question, which is Dayanand Garu raised a very good question, and Vijay Garu answered it really well. The thing is, the fundamental chemistry is always important, which is the basic, right? But we have to introduce new courses. That's what happens in the US universities. I'm also exposed to them because latest new publications, new papers, they take the topics from applied chemistry from new publications, new papers, and then they create a short course in the same course. So, for example, we have been learning a lot about the metal complexes from in the inorganic chemistry if you take, But now it's changed towards the metal organic frameworks, covalent organic framework. There's so much different novel applied chemistry is coming. I think these kind of latest improvements, if we can include them in the curriculum, probably I think students may get interested more into that. That's one point that I would like to add. And in the degree colleges, this is the real-time data. What Dayananda Garu said is the real-time data that from the real students that are coming out. I think this is a very valid point, need to be addressed, even in the degree level, to create an interest in the students. Yes, from the beginning, even the fear starts from the intermediate towards chemistry. Chemistry is a difficult subject. That's what it comes from. But we need to change that by introducing the applications, the real-time applications, like, and back in the days when I was in the university, organic synthesis was the only topic that people used to think. Now it's changed drastically. The applied chemistry is going much more rapidly into the real-time in the medicine or in the material science or anything else. I think, if I'm happy to help on these novel developments. Whoever wants to work with me, please PM me on WhatsApp or anything else to get you new topics and new information, new subject. I'm happy to help, even degree college or PG college, whatever it is, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, medicinal chemistry, biology, chemical biology, any subject. So this is what I would like to say, Madhuri.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Ravi?
Yeah, I have a couple of announcements to make. One is regarding the syllabus, Madhavi, and we are working with Padma Shri, and actually we would like to create a working group for recommendations on the syllabus change. It is not that when we recommend it will be accepted, but at least we will be able to tell department and what is important, what is the technologies and subjects that are popular in the in US or other places, and which will get job opportunities, and which are the cutting edge research areas. So based on that, we will create a working group for syllabus recommendations. That is for I request all the um, alumni, all the mentors to participate in it. The second announcement is for students and scholars. As you follow these conversations, as the mentors speak about their research areas, please make a note and see if there is any mentor who can fit into your mentoring opportunity. So what we are going to do is, after a couple of weeks, we are trying to match mentor with mentees. Madhavi and Padma Shri both are going to coordinate that. But you guys have to follow these conversations and identify, okay, this is the mentor I would like to work with. This is the research area that I am interested in. So make those notes, and then when Dr. Padma Shri contact you, so please take an opportunity to connect to your mentors. Okay, so we would like to uh, take this mentor sessions to go on, and as they progress, then mentees, students and scholars has to make those choices with whom they would like to get the guidance. Yeah, that's what I want to tell, so that you will be notified about what is the process going to happen. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi. Touching on those points. Yeah, please, whoever wants to be included in this working group, please send your messages to either Padma Shri, Ravi, or forward it to me. We will definitely work with you. So the next one, I would like to invite Narhari to provide a brief career times about job opportunities at Mylan Laboratories. Babu, are you available?
Yeah, I'm available, Madhavi. Just I am
Okay.
discussing the career opportunities at API R&D. Not particularly, I'm not going to talk about the Mylan. Maybe this is the career opportunities at API R&D and manufacturing facilities. In API R&D centers, we have the 5 different departments. One department is the chemical research and development. Another one is the process development, and is the analytical research and development and regulatory affairs department. Another one is the intellectual property department. If you see all these departments, basically everybody spoke about the chemistry. If you want to join these departments, we have to have the chemistry knowledge, even chemical research and development, particularly for CRD. This we will call as a CRD. CRD, maybe our HR is going to recruit the MScs, masters, as well as the PhDs. And they are going to recruit either going through the campus interviews, or they are going to conduct the interviews at location, and they are calling and they are taking the interviews and they are selecting. And the process development, everybody knows there are so many senior people as well as the juniors also there. One is the chemical research development. Whatever the product is identified by the management, initially chemical research and development develop the small scale. Maybe they will do the 5 to 10 gram scale, and that development process is hand over to the process development team. This process development involves a lot of things. They have to do the scale up from 500 grams to 1 kg level, and then they have to transfer that process technology to the pilot plant to the manufacturing facilities. And even process development also, our maybe particularly all the pharmaceutical companies, they are going to recruit the MScs as well as the masters. And analytical research and development, this is the most important. Nowadays, we are getting the people also, skilled people. Getting the skilled people is very, very difficult. Analytical research and development, particularly analyzing this MABs. I don't know, MABs is very, very difficult. In addition to that, if it's the complex molecules, iron molecules, ferric carboxy maltose and iron dextran, so many iron compounds. But is the analytical method, it is a very, very challenging subject. In this analytical research and development also, maybe particularly all the pharmaceutical companies, they're offering to the MScs as well as the masters also, masters as well as the PhD guys. And regulatory affairs, Prasanna clearly explained that regulatory involves a lot of stuff and lot of, maybe regulatory means they take all the information from the R&D analytical, and they will combine together and they will review, and then they will submit into the regulatory and they will get approved. It is the most important department, I know. And another thing, Prasanna, I am also from Nalgonda district. I'm basically from my schooling also from Nalgonda. I studied in Gita Vijnanam school. I passed out my MSc from 89 to 91 from Osmania University Science College. And intellectual property department, this is also, it's a very most important. If you want to work with the IP, you should have the chemistry background. Without chemistry background, you can't do anything. Everywhere, if you speak any department, chemistry is the basic. And if you go to the manufacturing facility, those who got the very good experience in the R&D, then they want to move into the manufacturing facility. There also we are recruiting from the MScs as well as the PhDs also. And again, another department is the quality control. Nowadays, this is also most important department, quality control and quality assurance, where also there is a lot of requirements for the MScs as well as the PhDs. This is from my side, Madhuri.
Yeah, thank you, Babu. I really appreciate providing description of different departments, how the skills will be used in each individual department. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And this is something that we discussed about last week, about having career times each week as an agenda item. Next week, we are inviting Vimta HR. Dr. PBS Rao sir is gonna, PBS sir will be coming to provide job opportunities what are existing in Vimta. And based on my brief conversation with him, he said that they have right now 60 openings for freshers coming out of college. And I am sure that would be helpful for most of the students and scholars. Please join for next week's career times with Vimta Labs HR. Yeah, thanks for all the mentors and also alumni and the students who has joined in this today's session. And next week's presenter is HSP Rao sir. He's going to present on his career path and also his research area. And definitely we will have some more mentors to introduce. And based on today's topic, we will pick some of the core discussions that what we have seen. And if we can get some lead speakers that who can touch upon those topics, we'll try to find them out and bring them to next session. And of course, we are going to have some job opportunities showcase next week as well. And with that, we went past 10 minutes. I hope it's okay.
Dr. Madhuri, I think Miss Monica is waiting for vote of thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to that. So yeah, I would like to with that I would like to ask Monica to provide vote of thanks. Go ahead, Monica.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Am I audible to you, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible and visible.
Yes, yes. Wonderful guest of speaker, Dr. Prasanna Reddy Garu, and all the dignitaries, and my dear teachers, and my research scholars, and also the students, and good evening to one and all. So today I'm taking this opportunity to say the vote of thanks to the honored speaker as well as all the dignitaries. Actually, I can say all the intellectuals that we can't see in our daily life on this platform. We are listening to the valuable words and everything. So I want to say vote of thanks. And first of all, just I'll take this opportunity to say thanks to Prasanna Reddy ma'am. Ma'am, your presentation is awesome. First, you started with your educational journey. Actually, this educational journey itself so inspiring. Actually, okay. So first, when if I move out of this vote of thanks, please forgive me, but I want to share some feelings on this platform. So when I joined in Nizam College for the PG, only I know that in the education, the PG is final. After that, nothing is there. So I thought I can stop after PG, but after coming to the PG, I learned about PhD and everything. I registered in the university and everything, and joined as a faculty in the women's college. There I used to listen so many seminars and everything. So actually we have so many scientists in the science, chemistry, physics, like Atkins, Bockris from the electrochemistry. Actually, just to use that, they are so intellectuals by birth, so they can write books and everything. But today, after seeing your profile, madam, I thought you are live example, or I can say the contemporary example I can take for the motivation. Especially here, we have so many female research scholars. We are suffering from like a job and research and everything. But from now, even this up to this day also, I'll think about myself that I can stop here after PhD. I can stop. This is a final. I can take the rest and everything. But now, after this platform, after seeing you, I thought I should learn something beyond that. Not only that the chemistry is not. I can extend after that also. I can continue. I can learn computers and everything. So my thoughts are going like that. So even I can say, I can suggest for my BSc and PG students, even same like me, even they are also having so many doubts. They will take a BSc 3 subjects, and actually the life sciences students will like biotechnology, life sciences very much, and as it is compulsory, they will read chemistry. But I can say that every subject and everything is important in our career. So we should not neglect any subject. We should continue to read each and everything. And even I can give my example. I left math somewhere in 10th class, but after taking physical chemistry, and my research is in computational chemistry. Now I am studying mathematics as a physical chemist. I learned calculus and I learned computers. Some days when I am running a program, if I get some doubts and everything, errors, I'll open to that Python language and everything, how to read the files and everything. So if I, of course, my realization is late, it seems. If the students in the BSc and PG, if they are realized a little bit early, it will be more inspirational. Okay, so I think you came from Nalgonda, madam, so it is also very inspirational to me. So so that's why heartfully I want to say thanks to you, ma'am. And you started with some organic and regulation and advantages, everything, and immediately you should, after completion of PhD with the 2 kids and everything, you finished successfully, and next you shifted to drug development process, which is completely different area. In that also so many things, so many complicated things we have. Only at basic research we'll do in that university. We thought that will be very difficult, but beyond that we have so many other things. Okay, so that we learned from you, madam, because just taking the examples of other scientists which are not, we won't see them, only we have some papers and books we have, just we will take a knowledge from that. But inspiration, when we see the contemporary scientists and intellectuals, we will be motivated, especially in the pandemic time. We are feeling very, very low. But on this platform, when we listen to you, it is very, very happy that we are interacting with you and to listening to so many intellectual discussions and everything. Thank you so much, Prasanna Reddy ma'am, for your presentation. Even though it is very brief, but it says so many things that we can't express in a verbal language. So thank you so much, ma'am. And also I extend my vote of thanks to all my teachers. So even they are my colleagues, but they never, they used to so much work. Actually, some doubts are there. Even we need some textbooks and everything. Always they will provide us immediately when we go and ask them. So I'll just, and once again, I'll extend my thanks to Ravi sir and also Mahinder sir and Narhari sir from the Mylon Labs, and Madhavi ma'am for balancing entire program. So I was thank you, ma'am, and thank you one and all. And Leela ma'am, we have Bhavani ma'am. They are all inspiration for us, as we are. They told us to how to balance the personal life and the professional life. So many times they used to tell. So still they are inspiring us. So and Murli sir. Thank you so much, sir. And also the research scholars and other faculty members from the other colleges also, they have given so many questions they asked, but they are not questions in my language. So just you raised some doubts so that we are getting so many solutions. New concept will arise only from those questions, I think. So once again, I'll extend my thanks to Usman University, which is a platform for so many students like me. So, and also the Chemistry Alumni Mentors Group, Usman University. So it is a nice opportunity to all together, ma'am. So very happy with if it is not a pandemic, maybe we are not able to see all of you, ma'am. As it is a pandemic, we are going to Zoom meetings and webinars. We are able to see all of you, ma'am. I think this is a good opportunity. Sometimes some things will take place for the good things. Okay, so I'll end up here, ma'am. Namaste.
Thank you, Monica. That's really heart-warming vote of thanks, and thank you for sharing your personal touch to that. It really, definitely, we can see whatever we are doing is really inspiring students and also other members. Even we get inspired when we speak with you all, and it's really nice to get to know each and every one of you. Dr. Padmashri, is there anything else that we covered today? I think we.
Thank you, Monica. Just 1 second. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Prasanna madam and Madhvi madam, Ravi Prakash sir. Thank you, one and all. Dr. Murli, I think you can
Madam, yes. So thank you all, sirs and madams. I am going to end the meeting. See you on the next Saturday. So bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye.
Yeah, bye.